Raja Drawja. Yay! I'm here today with the one, the only, the incomparable Miss Tammie Brown. Whee!
Woo!
Oh, boop, 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 boop. Boopity boop.
Boopity boop and poopity scoop.
That's right.
Yeah.
All the above. All the above. So, Tammie Brown, I feel like I always preface all of these with, I've known so-and-so for this many amount of years, but Tammie and I have known each other for a while, and she's definitely one of these people that I find to be very intriguing, and I have a lot of questions for you, and I hope we can spend some time and really talk this out and find out more about you and what makes Tammie Brown tick.
What makes Tammie Brown tick?
What makes Tammie Brown tick? Tammie Brown participated in the very first season of RuPaul's Drag Race.
Correct.
And also on All Stars, which was pretty amazing because there were some really fucking funny moments on there with you.
Mm-hmm.
And I've always known you to be a very funny person. But your sense of humor is one that is very unique. Mm-hmm. Tell us a little about that. What is it that propels you as an artist, as Tammie Brown?
Well, I'm gifted because I would say gifted because when I'm offered something, I just go with it. That's
Okay.
what I do. I just go with it. And I dream big, and I go for my dreams. And that motivates me. Right now, country singers are motivating me.
That seems to be the topic right now. I spoke to Delta, and she loves country music. Country music. Have you always loved country music?
Well, I've always been around country music, and I've always liked Dottie West for a while, since '95. When her movie came out, her TV story, Broken Dreams.
Okay.
Or some Big Hearts, Broken Dreams. And sad death of hers, but she died on the way to the Grand Ole Opry. Yeah, a car wreck, and then a few days later died. But, and then the other day I got into the Judds.
The Judds. Which is your favorite Judd?
The mom.
The mom.
The mom is kooky like Tammie.
How could I forget the mom's name?
It's Naomi.
Naomi. Sorry, Naomi.
They're very talented, those ladies. All three of them, actually.
Yeah, agreed.
But
and they're drag queens. All three of them are all complete drag queens.
Yeah, I would say so, huh? I wonder how they feel about gays. I'm probably pretty open about gays, I wonder, huh? And drag queens.
I always thought that Winona was a lesbian.
Oh, you did? I know, you would think that about her, huh? Sometimes the way she is a little, that you'd think she's kind of a butch, kind of lipstick butch lesbian.
Yeah. I always thought that. I always thought because there was something kind of, glamour butch about her, which made me really love her.
I really like Tammy Wynette a lot too, actually. And Dolly Parton is one of my favorites, actually.
Dolly Parton is like goddess.
She's a heart of gold, actually. She's like an angel here on earth, actually.
Yeah.
I've been studying her.
Everybody loves Dolly. If you don't love Dolly, then you can't be friends.
No, that's
right?
true. Yeah, that's true. And you know what? I've been listening to the rock station lately, and it seems to be an all-boys club. They don't play any of Tina's songs. They play that terrible Aerosmith cover of the Beatles. What song is that? Come Together or whatever?
You're
Come
a
Together.
huge fan of Tina Turner.
Correct.
Because I've seen you perform Tina Turner many times. What is it that you love about her?
I like her. First of all, it's her energy. I could relate to her energy, and then I like her costumes are simple. I like her hair. I like her legs. I just like her whole persona. She's such a lady too.
Yeah.
And her
she's
voice.
been through a lot. I love Tina Turner just because she's a woman that's really sort of really found herself and has so much strength.
She's positive too. She always has such positive, and she's always laughing. There's so many footage on YouTube of her just laughing, which is funny. That's sort of the laugh she does. But
Wait, one more time.
Something like that.
Have you ever heard Cher laugh?
No, can you do that?
Cher goes. Yeah.
I know Cher's on break right now. She had to take a little break from her tour, her farewell tour that's been going on for the past 10 years. My mom was supposed to see her in Corpus, actually.
I hope so. Is that where you're from?
I'm from Rockport, Fulton, Texas, And it's a little town outside of, it's two towns, but stuck together. And they're outside of Corpus Christi, about an hour north on Highway 35. Not an hour, 45 minutes.
What sort of a town was that? Do you find that where you grew up really influenced what you do in drag or as an artist?
Yeah, the thrift stores there influenced me, and I was able to do my own thing.
Ooh, that is our parallel, girl. We can definitely get down on some thrift shopping.
And also fashion design, because you and I both studied fashion design.
Well, you probably studied. I just sort of studied it because I love it, and I kind of studied it on my own.
Didn't you go to school though for that?
I didn't. I went to school as an art major.
Oh, I thought it was fashion design. Well, I changed my degree to high fashions.
Oh, okay. Now, you know, we've had many, many conversations, and a lot of them involve a lot of funny alien sounds. Because we like to do that. One time, I remember one of my big fondest memories. I have a lot of fond memories of you, but one was when we had to work in the window for Old Navy during Gay Pride San Francisco, and we sat there in outfits made out of flip-flops.
Terrible outfits. Those costumes were terrible.
And we just modeled the whole time. Sometimes we turn it this way, and sometimes you turn it this way.
I like to look at the right, you like to look at the left.
And then we turn it this way, and then we turn it this way.
And you were the first person, Raja, to dance to my song, The Mashed Potato Squash.
Oh, the mashed potato squish, do tell. You know, your music is very particular, and your videos are definitely a feast for the eyes. Tell us about your music.
Well, my music, actually, I am a singer-songwriter, and I am published with BMI. I publish self-publishing.
Okay.
And people are liking my music, which is really nice. They find it encouraging and fun and uplifting. And it's funny when people tell me I have such a nice voice. I get a lot of encouragement because people tell me, it's so nice to hear that you don't auto-tune your voice, Tammy.
Oh, I would be nothing without auto-tune. It totally helps me out.
Oh, you could probably be just fine singing. Look at Divine.
Yeah, very true. You know, and oftentimes when I think about singing or doing something live, I think about some of my favorite musical heroes, like, you know, like Courtney Love and, you know, people who don't necessarily have such traditional voices. I don't think that's really necessary. Not all of us are going to be like Adore Delano's, you know.
Oh, Adore Delano's.
She's gotten a fantastic voice.
Right.
But, you know, it's not about that.
But it's not about that. And certain voices are special in the way, the way they are. That's what makes them so special. Look at Mr. Rolling Stones, Mick Jagger, terrible voice. But hey, look, he's still out there doing it. I mean, that's the truth.
Yeah, totally. Can you give us some lyrics to some of your songs? My favorite, of course, is Mashed Potato Squash. Do tell.
The Mashed Potato Squash. Well, Mashed Potato Squash, I wanted to make a song like...
Mashed Potato Squash?
Mashed Potato Squash,
now,
yes.
Does that mean like mashed potato and like a gourd, like a spaghetti squash? Or do you mean squash as into...
Squash is kind of like getting funky with your lover, you know.
Oh!
And I made that up when I was working at a grocery store in Anaheim and Redondo. They're in Anaheim and Redondo in Long Beach, California. Bow wow wow, yippee-yi, yippee-yay. Snoop Dogg's hometown.
Is that, yeah, that's where you live?
I live in Long Beach, yes. I've been there for about 12 years now. 12.
Do you like it there?
I love Long Beach. It's really nice. It's very diverse and it's fast-paced, but yet it's relaxing, you know, and people are really friendly and nice.
Yes. And a big gay community out there.
There's
as well.
a large gay community and a large Cambodian community.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Correct.
I love Cambodian food. I love anything Asian. I know for a fact that we share an obsession. And our obsession is for PTL.
Yes.
Tammy Faye Baker.
Yes.
Tell me about why you're obsessed with Tammy Faye. Some people don't actually know who she is. There's a really great film that came out a few years ago that was actually narrated by RuPaul called The Eyes of Tammy Faye.
Correct.
And when I watched that film, I remember my entire childhood. Did you grow up with a religious childhood, or you just...
Yes, I grew up with a Church of Christ, and there's a joke that says, you're walking around in heaven, right? And then they go by the Church of Christ church, or the group of them over there, and they go, shh. They think they're the only ones here.
What does that mean?
Because they're very judgmental and very picky. Church of Christ is very picky. They believe that there's no instruments in heaven, so we don't need to be playing instruments here in the church. It's just the voice singing.
What? Oh my God!
Correct.
What do you? No. Wait, hold on. Okay.
Yes.
Are you allowed to eat shellfish?
That's other religions, isn't it?
Oh, okay. I don't know.
As in
I know there's Seventh-day Adventists. You know, because I grew up in church as well. So there's different denominations, but I know some of them aren't allowed to.
Well, we can eat. Well, I'm a Buddhist now. I've been chanting. That's why I started practicing Nichiren Buddhism because of Tina Turner. I was really inspired by the way she is. And I practice with the SGI, Soka Gakkai International, and that means Value Creating Society International.
Fascinating.
Soka, it means value. And I've been practicing that for 13 years now. And it helps me every day. I recite the Lotus Sutra, 2 chapters.
You know, I don't think people even realize that amount of depth in Tammie Brown. I think they might have just assumed that Tammie just kind of does these kooky things, but you were quite spiritual.
I am spiritual. And I encourage people to pray, just like Dolly Parton would or Tina Turner.
Now, is prayer part of Buddhism?
Prayer is a major part of Buddhism. Prayer is the major part of life. I mean, it's important to pray. When you pray, you find the right way.
Right.
That's the truth.
Now, in Buddhism, you know, I mean, I know a little bit about Buddhism, but I don't think I'm as well versed at it as you, obviously, because you're a practicing Buddhist. But what does the prayers entail? Do you actually pray to Buddha? Or?
Well, in Nichiren Buddhism, we pray to a mandala, but the mandala isn't really outside of yourself. It's actually it's a focus point, and you chant Nam Myoho Renge Kyo,
which translates to
dedication to the law of cause and effect simultaneously through sound or vibration, and the vibration of the universe. And you sit there and you chant Nam Myoho Renge Kyo, Nam Myoho Renge Kyo, Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. And you focus. And you focus on whatever your problem is or whatever you want to achieve, because earthly desires are enlightenment, we believe. And it's
earthly desires are enlightenment.
Correct. And you're striving, and when you're chanting, you're purifying your inner being, your inner self.
Interesting.
And like they do say, like when the prayers go up, the blessings come down. That's what Tammy Faye Messner said.
That's right.
Do you know, that was my first walk-on, and you were also on that show too. You and I and Jules in Long Beach at the library coffee shop.
Oh yes, and we all got to meet her.
Correct.
Yeah, I actually have a signed book from her, and you know, it's too bad that she no longer lives on this realm, but Tammy Faye was such a huge influence on my life, because I used to watch her with my mom early mornings before school. And you know, I came from a pretty Christian family, so that was just kind of what we did in the morning. I would have breakfast and I would watch it with my mom. And I was always just sort of fascinated with the makeup and the hair and the shoulder pads and the eyelashes, which she never removed. She always just kind of kept them going. And you know, she was an eccentric. She was an artist. She was a woman who really cared.
She was an artist. And she was I would consider her a fashion plate. I've watched, sometimes we'll be up on YouTube watching some stuff, and there's some home videos of her, or that people filmed at the Christian land, whatever it was called. They had the theme park.
Heritage USA.
Heritage USA, and they're in the hotel walking around, and she has that ponytail clipped in the back of her hair. It's long rat tail. So
oh my God,
cute.
that's right, that's right.
And I said, I think she's rather, fashionable.
You have startlingly blue eyes.
Yes, they are my gift, and straight teeth too.
Oh, perfect. Pretty eyes, pretty teeth.
And I don't wear breasts because I'm a cancer survivor.
How do you feel about that? Do you actually wear breasts when you perform?
Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't.
What gauge is that for you?
It just varies how I feel, and if I can pull it off without the dress having that pooch where the breast should be, you know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
But it depends on how I feel, and I think people should relax when it comes to drag, and let people do their expression the way it should be.
Amen.
And I'm glad that this bearded lady stuff is actually coming, to the forefront.
Yeah.
I mean, it works. Whatever works.
It definitely works, and it's also a big part of drag tradition. I mean, you think of like the Cockettes in the '60s.
Correct,
and
the Cockettes.
'70s. Those are people who pioneered drag, and they had beards and armpit hair and probably no boobs, and it was a time where you can just kind of satire women, and at the same time you're satiring that you're also celebrating it and celebrating femininity.
Yes, and then also there's the Egyptians. They were going both ways, putting beards on.
Exactly.
The pharaohs and whatnot, and
sure.
The women were doing that, all the different things, and the wigs. That's where it came from. Too bad men aren't wearing wigs these days. It'd be kind of fun, wouldn't it?
Well, I think that's coming next, because I'm finding a lot of just straight.
You mean metrosexuals?
Metrosexuals, yes. I mean, they're all sort of adopting ideas that were once upon a time gay. Like no straight man would ever wear a pink shirt, because pink was a woman's color. Yeah, and so you know what? It's just I think it's cool that now men are adopting, metrosexuals are adopting a lot of the things that were, once upon a time considered to be gay, and now it's not. The world is changing, and I'm encouraged by it, but at the same time, I'm also discouraged by it because I find that with this progress, there's a lot of idiots. How do you feel about that? Am I being harsh?
No, I think it's fine. Hashtag I have spoken.
Oh, elaborate.
Carmen Carrera?
Oh, okay.
I do make up little drag names for people, though, actually. Like Jackie Beat would be Jackie Beans. And Raja would be Rajna. And Coco Peru would be Coco Peroons. Little things like that. And I know
Coco Perus?
Coco Perus, why not? And Karma would be Carmen Carreras.
Carreras.
Uh-huh.
Did you, what was your experience like on Drag Race?
My experience on Drag Race first season, I really didn't enjoy myself so much because there was some misunderstandings with Akasha, and then the temperature and stuff in the building wasn't right.
Well, it was also the early stages of it, and this is actually looking a little bit like Joan Crawford, and
that's always, a benefit.
It is, and I always relate your makeup to that. It's like somewhere between Joan Crawford and Tammy Baker.
Tammy Faye Baker.
Tammy Faye Baker, and you definitely...
I've also gotten Garbo. People say I look like Garbo, and I've gotten Swanson. It's really, I'm lucky to be referred to these women.
Yeah, also I say Edith Piaf.
Oh, Edith Piaf, that's nice too.
Yeah, I think you resemble her
And I get Lucille Ball a lot too.
Oh, Lucille Ball. But I could see all of those influences. Do you find that you are influenced by these people?
Well, I'll tell you, Joan Crawford I didn't come into till when they did they brought back Mommy Dearest and the anniversary special. And Lip Sync actually talks on the documentary on that. But anyways, a commentary on that. But that's how I got into Joan Crawford. And as far as the older look going, it just kind of, my face has that structure and I just paint it accordingly. I don't really exaggerate too much my makeup. I've started exaggerating my eyelashes and eyebrows and making my own a little thicker because we're always changing, evolving. Yeah. But it's just something naturally that happened. But I do look up to them a lot. I do like Joan Crawford. I love her films. She's my number 4 of all-time favorite entertainers. Or
she's your spirit animal?
My spirit animal is actually a horse.
Oh, do you ride horses?
Yes, my mother had horses. She had actually at one time 12 horses.
Wow. I'm terrified of horses.
You're terrified of horses? Oh, there's nothing to be scared of.
I just find them to be like very large dogs, and I know that dogs can be temperamental. You never know if a dog's going to bite you in the face. I rode a horse once.
Horse can bite too.
Horses can bite too. It is a mammal. It's going to do mammal things, and
Yes.
and they are very intuitive. And I'm just afraid of really large things.
You are? You shouldn't be so afraid.
I'm scared.
Large, lovely beasts.
They are, I guess. I guess I should give it another chance. I always say, try it once, and maybe try it twice if you don't like it.
Do you remember that when you were in Paris, when you were on the tour with Adam Lambert, and he said that you had seen my picture in one of the books over there?
Oh, yeah.
That's a neat coffee table book or something on film?
You know what? Here's the thing. I really appreciate your ambition, and I really appreciate your integrity as an artist. I think you just really are one of those people who you give a fuck, but you don't really give a fuck. You know what I mean? You care, you give a fuck about what you're doing in your art, and you really put a lot of attention, and it's authentic.
It's me. There's no other way. I mean, we broke the mold, I guess.
Well, I just like spending time with you because my conversations with you are quite different than conversations that I have with a lot of people. I find that when I talk to you, that we can go on sharing about spirituality is a very important thing, and I appreciate people who really who have those beliefs and really understand and can back it up. Some people are just kind of like, oh yeah, especially here in LA, oh yeah, I'm a total Buddhist. I'm gonna go to Earth Cafe and get a little incense at the Bodhi tree, and they're just sort of like faking it, Right. And then with you, it's a real thing, and I think it's refreshing to see someone who knows what they're talking about, What's in your plans? What would you like to see yourself doing in a few years?
I'm going to tell you what, I think I would like to get myself on RuPaul's Drag Race All-Stars #2.
Really? Do you think that's actually going to happen? I hope it does.
I think it's possible because I have been watching World of Wonder for, I think, since RuPaul had the TV show on VH1, which is that 1996, and I watched all 3 seasons of that, and it was always changing.
Yeah, religiously.
In flux, right? In fact, you took me to meet RuPaul for the first time, Raja.
Oh, where was that at?
It was at the premiere party that he had for the album about 8 years ago.
Would you, here's a question.
Yes.
Would you consider yourself to be avant-garde?
I would consider myself to be an outsider artist at times. How about that? Like Frank Sidebottoms? Check out that film. And I care about the planet and what's going on, you know, around
You're an
here.
environmentalist?
I am an environmentalist. I'm learning, and I better watch out because I don't want to get too radical.
Oh my God, this is looking like Joan Crawford meets Lucille Ball meets Tammy Faye Baker. And I want to say thank you for coming. I'm done. I'm going to sign it. I'm going to sign it, of course.
All right, Tootsie.
I'm so glad that you came by, and it is always a pleasure for me to get to talk to you and share. And you are definitely one of the most unique and kooky people that I've ever fucking met in my life. And I would be very sad if you weren't in my life anymore.
Oh, well, thank you, Rajna.
I'm not trying to wish that ever, but the eyebrows are my favorite thing. Any last closing words that you'd like to leave to any viewers right now?
Well, we all have to shoot for our dreams. That's what the idea is here. Let's shoot for our dreams. Let's make this place a better place.
Agreed.
Let's free the orcas.
To Tammy.
It's an IE.
Oh, fuck my life.
You did that on that
Do
card.
I always do that?
You did that before
Okay.
many years ago with this picture you handed me.
Oh, damn it. Okay, so
It's
to
part of the
Tammy,
tradition.
I think we'll kind of add to the humor by going IE.
Groovy.
Sorry.
It's okay. It's part of the business.
My inspiration.
That's very nice of you, Raja. Thank you.
And I mean it.
You're so sweet.
You rule.
But you've always been yourself too. You lip sync the songs that are your own songs, and I like that too.
Absolutely. It's like, you know what, I with drag, it's like I just kind of feel like, you know what, if you don't put your own stamp on it and your own signature, your own fingerprint to it, your own taste, it is a matter of style, you know.
Correct.
So I think that's important.
And people should loosen up with that. Like when these bars where we're performing with the kids and stuff, they need to loosen up. And the cool thing is, like you and Raven had said last time Raven was on the show, she was saying at the end of the day when the kids do come up and say, oh, that was a great song, what was that song?
Yes.
Raven was one that always did the B-sides, terrible covers and stuff, which I always really liked.
You know what, music is life to me, so I just do what I like. So again, thank you so much for coming. And you get to keep this, and I think it looks pretty awesome. Hold on, one more last.
It's beautiful. C'est bon.
C'est bon, it's very nice.
bon.
It looks very good, very beautiful.
Magnifique.
Yes.
For the French.
Love you, Tammy, IE. All right.
All right.
Love you, Tammy.
Thank you.
And don't forget to subscribe to WOWPresents. Do you have a YouTube channel and want to be part of the WOW Presents network? Email us at youtube@worldofwonder.net.